Hi guys, this is Jova from the Artidote, and I am here with...
I'm Harnidh Kaur. That was not difficult.
With everything that is happening, how do we find safe spaces? How do we find safety? Where do we find safety when everything is just shaking?
The current #MeToo that's happening, a lot of women who found safe spaces and the men in their lives are suddenly finding those spaces becoming unsafe again. Because, imagine one day you wake up and you get a message saying, hey, did you see the post on Facebook? Like, your XYZ friend has been outed as a sexual predator.
Yeah.
You're going to be looking at every man in your life and going like, oh, yeah. But as that destruction happened, women started collaborating and consolidating with each other. They stood up for each other. They provided each other platforms and safe spaces and legal help and, sending each other brownies because the day has just been that bad.
Wow. I
think these are such fluid, dynamic ideas of safety especially. And social media has actually, I know social media gets a bad rap with a lot of things, we know. But I think it has allowed for larger safe spaces. Suddenly you can reach out to someone across the world and feel heard.
Yeah.
That's a safe space, and yeah, you create safety. You take up the mantle sometimes and say that I am capable of providing you safety, so you can come to me. Tomorrow when I'm not, I'll come to you. It's also accepting that you cannot always be someone's safe harbor.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us are finally acknowledging our own vulnerabilities. That's a difficult and very tiring process.
We cannot expect ourselves to be safe spaces if we just like open up the floodgates to anything, because then all of a sudden there's no security. Like, we also need boundaries.
Yeah, I think when your world is in such a flux, your personhood becomes a lot more defined because you need some stability. That's when you realize that these are my boundaries. This is how much I can take. This is the amount of emotional labor I can perform. And it's a realization, because you finally realize that you owe yourself kindness also. That can be an uncomfortable realization, because when you realize that, you realize how much kindness you haven't given yourself so many years prior. So yeah, for all the terribleness this time brings with it, there's also so much good coming out of it. People are finding that they're whole people, they're whole persons. They deserve that acknowledgement of personhood. That's so important to me, at least, because it's good to see. For me, young women they're my favorite kind of nuclear fission. They are the biggest source of energy in my world. Wow. And to see them acknowledge that, yes, I'm a person, yes, I have boundaries, and yes, you cannot cross them. That's such a revolution. Yeah. It's this moment of absolute incredulity, because I'm just like, wow, man, you're 16. How did you do that? I still can't do that. But yeah.
Man, I'm walking away with a lot from this conversation. In many moments, I just found myself get caught up with thoughts that I never had before. It also taught me a lot about how I can become more of a safe space for the people around me. So thank you for providing that safety.